Yo guys, what is going on? Black Spy here with a terrible review video. I'm telling you, this is gonna be like some unedited shit. I'm gonna have like cuts of clips from the movie and shit. But today, as you know from the title, we're reviewing fucking Broly, baby! Dude, this movie was so much better than I thought it was gonna be. Now, I'm not gonna put spoilers in the beginning. I'm literally making this review because I have to make it. Like, I have to talk about this movie, baby! Ooh, it's so good. I guarantee there's gonna be like a million of these reviews out, and that's a fucking good thing because the fucking audience is pumped. Go watch them all. In fact, like after this, I'm gonna go watch so many reviews of this shit. So, there is a spoiler on this ticket. I'm gonna show you the movie ticket though. Look away. You might not notice. Okay, boom, that's a spoiler. If you're not looking, look, you can look back now. Okay? Dude, this movie was so fucking lit. So, you know what's crazy? The craziest part is the story is the best part. In fucking Dragon Ball, the story is the best part, which is normal if you like Super, obviously. Super is fucking just riddled with just straight action and great quick storytelling. But what I didn't understand from the Broly movie was how much story was going to be injected into it. You get to see a lot of stuff that you didn't get to see before, and there's a lot of new things. And like without going too deep into spoilers, because I'll do that later, you know, I'll do like 10 minutes of non-spoiler and then like 5 minutes of just straight spoiler. All right, what I didn't think was gonna happen was the fact that the movie was so heavily story driven. It's like, this is what I expected. Fucking Vegeta and Goku have to go to a planet for some dumbass reason, for Beerus or something. Brawly's there, he's an anomaly, oh god, like a Saiyan that we haven't seen before. He didn't blow up with Planet Vegeta, and they fight. You know, like that's totally what I expected. Some like lame shit like that. Dude, they explain everything. I'm letting you know the canon is shook right now. The canon isn't canon anymore. Like Dragon Ball Z, like events from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z aren't canon anymore. Like not all of it. Like a ton of it is, but there are really key events and single episodes that they'll showcase something on Planet Vegeta or with Frieza. I'm just letting you know Frieza plays a big part in this one, like really big part. That shit's not canon anymore, and you might be upset from that. I'm not sure. But for me personally, I like it. I love the change. There's one thing. If you're a big fan of, like, Planet Vegeta and Saiyans, I'm gonna say they make him look like a huge bitch in this one. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know why they did it this way, but, yo, like, I don't know. All the Saiyans, they look like they got power levels of 100. Which, in the movie, they addressed that, like, 2000 is a decent power level, or something like that. And all these fools look like they're 2000, while Goku and Vegeta are up here in, like, 70 billion or some shit. I don't even know what their power level would mark as anymore, because they always say, oh, the scouter level broke, which, that shit returns in this. You'll never get a read on anyone's power level, which I wish they would. I wish they would stop just breaking the scouters. Just show what their power level is so people have it. I have no concept of how look Vegeta and Goku in current time, fucking Piccolo in current time, I feel like could go back to Planet Vegeta in its prime and whoop everyone's ass all at once on that planet. That's how weak they make them look. But whatever, that's some strange shit. They explain a whole bunch with the hierarchy of Saiyans. You know, they got low, middle, and like upper class. They got, like, you know, with Vegeta being straight like ruler status because he's royalty and royal blood. You know, they kind of explain like Raditz and Nappa and stuff like that. There's like, you're gonna see, because it does go back a little bit, you're gonna see some good like people that have died already, and there's some nice little like callbacks to that. And I know there's shit that's hidden in the background, and I didn't see everything, but there's gonna be characters that show up, and you're gonna be excited, and then they're gonna explain some stuff out. I'll tell you what. There's a character that I really like that most people, I feel like, don't. And they made this man a hero, and I fucking love that. I'm very pumped about what they did with him. I'm also equally sad, and I'll explain that if I go into spoilers, or when I go into spoilers. Okay, so I talked about story. I have no script for this, by the way. So I talked about story. Let's talk about character development, and new characters. Everybody that they've introduced that was old that we know, they did really well. That's all fine. And in certain cases, in my case, that person I like, exceptionally well. I mean, like, I mean, I've always loved Broly. Broly's always been my number one, and like, it's not because this movie came out. I know what you fuckers are thinking. He's just always been my number one, and now he has. I'm mad. I'm mad that they made him so good. I almost wish that they made him horrible, so people wouldn't love him. He's gonna be a favorite now, and I just hate that people are gonna favorite him. Um, and then just because I mean he's just so cool. And then there's another character which I don't want to mention his name until spoilers. That he's like he is cooler now too, and I've always liked him. I feel like Broly, like people have liked Broly, but they haven't like loved Broly. And then this other character, I feel like people have not even cared about him at all. If maybe a certain set of few fans like me. But I love these two guys. I've loved them. They've always been my favorite. And now in this movie, they've 100% become my favorite. And I feel like other people will love them too. So they introduced a cast of new characters, like quite a few. And all of them are done really well. There's not a single one I hate. I'm gonna say that they do cover like for women or like SJW or whatever, but they do it right. You know what I mean? It's not in the social justice warrior in a bad way, but I would say more the feminist movement of the good way. They introduce a character that is, I don't know if she was made for this specifically, or if just because Dragon Ball has just always had really powerful female characters, but she's really cool and plays a really big part in the movie, and it doesn't feel wrong. In fact, I expect to see a bunch of Rule 34s and a bunch of hentai and shit of this character, because while they do sexualize her, she's straight badass. Like, I don't know. I love her. I thought she was great. And so all new characters are great. Frieza, typical Frieza. Don't feel... If you're a Frieza fan for how evil this bitch is, then you're still gonna like him in this one. Frieza a fucking bitch, alright? I hate Frieza. And he still lives up. It's good that I hate him because you're supposed to hate him. It's good to hate him. And so I do. I fucking hate him. And it's for a good reason. It's a good thing that we hate him. He shows up huge in this movie too. Like his evil, they fucking top that shit. Like they make him evil, and I fucking like that. I like the direction they're going with this. Because Dragon Ball Z hasn't always been friendly. You know, they're not PG, but they haven't always been like bad guy, really bad guy. Like they have, like you're thinking of Boo, you're thinking of Cell. But I mean like, you're gonna fucking see, boy, if you go see this movie, fucking Frieza turns it up in evil. So I think he's gonna become a huge favorite. If people like Cell, I think Frieza's gonna be the new favorite. Like this boy is fucking cruel. He is so evil. There's a lot of good. Okay, so let's move on from characters. Let's move to the story. I mentioned the story, but I want to mention another little thing in the story. Comedy. The jokes fit so fucking well. They didn't ever take away from the story. They didn't take away from the atmosphere. They fit right in perfectly. It's exactly the kind of humor that we would expect from the characters. There's never ever an out of place line in this whole fucking movie. Like everything said is lit. Now, I do have to say with that one thing though, because they got all the characters and their voices right, it'd be like in real life if they didn't cast a certain actor properly. They fucking dicked Vegeta, okay? I'm not gonna go, don't worry, no spoilers yet, but I'm just saying, I wish I could have seen a little bit more. He gets his fucking hits in, okay? And he's redeemed towards the end a little bit, but god damn it. Why did they make it look... Okay, I'm not even gonna... we'll save this part for spoilers. I like Vegeta, but that boy got dicked. And then, what's with the power leveling? I've always had an issue with Saiyan 3. No one ever goes Super Saiyan 3 anymore, except for Gotenks. And, I mean, it's still... This isn't even a spoiler. It's just... Nobody even uses it in this. And they're using their levels when they're fighting Broly, you know? Just like you would expect, they level up a little at a time. Holy shit, I'm looking like a fucking budget Deku right now. But anyways, you know, they power up a little at a time because they're Saiyans. They gotta warm up. And they, you know, they honor the code of fighting one-on-one, because Saiyans don't fight two-on-two. It's not part of the code. But where is 3? I'm so confused about this in the story. And bringing this up, not only with just never seeing Super Saiyan 3 anymore, which I understand it drains their health or whatever, or it can kill you faster and it's not healthy, but still, where there's gaps in leveling in this. and you'll see it. The pacing at one point gets kind of weird, and it's with Goku. You'll see it. I think. I think you'll understand if you watch. There's just one little spot where the pacing, it just, it was kind of weird. It was just, I was like, oh, so he went from here to here, and then all of a sudden it was here. Like, you'll see. But yeah, the humor is good. Gohan doesn't make an appearance. I'm curious about Gohan and what he's doing, but it seems like they've trashed most of the Z Force. If I think from here on out, we're no longer ever gonna see Yamcha and Krillin and them, other than like, I don't know. It just feels like they're going away with some characters. Gohan hasn't been seen. I don't know if he's ever coming back, other than just like standing in the background and talking kind of shit. I mean, Krillin's played more of a part than almost anybody. Master Roshi showed up in the fucking last tournament, and you know, you got people like Yamcha who just don't exist, Tien who just, I feel like they don't exist, even though they were in the last tournament. So it's evident in this. I don't know if maybe it's just because the movie was centralized around Broly, which they do well. It does centralize around Broly very well, and just explains so much about him. Anyways. So, I think that's for the most part what I can say without giving massive spoilers. Just a rundown, they show a lot of cool stuff in the past. Characters are really done perfectly. The fighting could be better. They tried something new because it's a movie, but it's not bad. It passes. The story more than picks up for it. And this movie was a fucking, as far as I was concerned and what I was looking for in a Broly movie, 10 out of 10. It's what I wanted. It's exactly what I wanted and more. It's actually way more than I wanted with the story. The fighting we've seen before, and so I think they focused on something new, and I'm glad they did. It fucking paid off. So fucking good. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching if you're only here for this section. And now I'm going to I'm not going to transition into spoilers. Now just know I am now going to talk about spoilers. If you don't click off in the next 5 seconds, I'm yelling a spoiler out. I'm gonna fucking do it. Alright, what's up with the fucking Saiyans not revolting against Frieza when he blows the planet up? And why did they kill Bardock that way? He was the... Good, I hope he's still alive, though. The way he launches a Kamehameha into the fucking... he tried to save the planet, dude. That killed me. I fucking cried so hard when he... Bardock, my boy. I've always loved Bardock. No one likes Bardock. In the movie that he was in, he was just depicted as like a dumb asshole, and I didn't like the way he was depicted, but I've always liked him. And then in this movie, he stole my heart. He's my favorite number 2. Broly, and then Bardock. Yo, Bardock is the G in this fucking movie. In the small time that he gets, I wish they would have shown more. He saves Kakarot, and he brings over, speaking of, we'll talk about that name later. So he... It's explained that Goku isn't... The canon no longer is Goku launched to Earth to destroy it, and then he knocks his head. He sent him to Earth to save his life because he knew Frieza was gonna blow up the planet. And that... What the fuck, bro? And then the Kamehameha into the Death Ball. I was like, no! Just leave, Bardock, you knew! Just take a ship and save your wife. Like, oh my god, my heart... I was so fucking upset. I was so fucking sad. Dude, how are they gonna do that to me? How are they gonna make me fall in love with the character? And then die like... I died inside. Seeing him... He's like, ah! And then it's fucking coming down on him. And the planet he just knows is doomed. And he's giving everything to stop it. He's just like, ah! And then it fucking takes him and he dies with the planet like that. Boy! Fucking... King Vegeta didn't even do anything. No one had any idea but him. Are you fucking kidding me? No one rallied together. Oh my god. Like, that moment. If you cried in the theaters too, dude, you fucking know. That shit hurt me inside. I don't even have kids. I have a dog who keeps annoying me and a cat who sleeps all the time. And I felt that shit in my soul. Like, oh my god. I just had to vent that out. And it made him so cool, but now he's dead. There's no Bardock. Like, unless they go way back. And so, here's some spoiler. They go way back to Planet Vegeta, back when Vegeta, like, as we know, Prince Vegeta was sleeping in his cryo container still. And the story is that they had Broly also, so they have a chamber of sleeping babies where they nurse them, and then out on the like the commoner area, they have lesser babies. So they're gonna be hierarch, right? So it's this big room, and in the middle, of course, it's Prince Vegeta. Everyone around him is probably going to be his protector. So I'm assuming like Nappa, Raditz. Actually, no, Nappa was really old, and I think it shows him with hair in this, if I'm not mistaken. But like Raditz is sleeping in there. Goku is a lesser, and so he's got like a spot way down in a shitty spot. And they had Broly, who was considered a low class because his family, he's a son of a low class set of Saiyans. He's up there in the main throne area where he shouldn't be because his power level spikes so much because of that berserker mode. And Vegeta actually has the highest baby base form power level that they've ever detected. Vegeta was an anomaly. Like it was like he was destined to be the Super Saiyan, right? And then Broly spiked his power level during because he'll go up and down. When they read him and he spiked, he had been like 3 times over Vegeta. And then, Prince Vegeta, I mean King Vegeta, I don't like the way they show him in this. I kind of wish that he was less of a bitch. He is such a bitch in this. I get that he's concerned for his son and everything. That like, oh well, I don't want anybody's power level to be higher than mine of my son, and I don't want anybody to outshow him, and I have pride in my family. But like, man, they make him such a bitch in this. He bows down to King Cole and Frieza like a bitch. He like acts like a little bitch. Like he is nothing like Vegeta. Vegeta is a badass. Vegeta is what I would want King Vegeta to look like. But King Vegeta was just a big bitch, and I fucking hate it. They were gonna like assassinate King Cole and his son and Frieza and shit. But like, I don't know the stuff with Planet Vegeta and how they made the Saiyans look. Saiyans of power levels of like 2000, which Goku had in like the second in like during the Vegeta fight. I feel like because it was over 9,000, and it's just so silly. It's so silly. I feel like Goku as a kid had a power level of over 2,000, but like they were saying like a nice high power level on Planet Vegeta was 2,000. You know what I mean? So it makes the whole like a power level of over 9,000. What 9,000? It makes it seem so silly because Vegeta and Nappa would have then had at least power levels over 9,000, right? Like I don't know. This shit was so fucking dumb. So that's my gripe with that. But I understand that they were under the rule of King Cole and Frieza for a long time, and that the Saiyans were repressed in the fact that they're not like training together, I don't think, and they're going and they're killing lesser species. But they're like the Predator, I feel like. I feel like they were looking for a fight to get stronger. Their race as a whole was just so weak. King Cole's influence never shows on them other than when he shows up to take money. It just doesn't seem like he control. They seem to have free reign, and it doesn't justify their lack of power. I don't know. Maybe it's just like it felt like the whole force thing to me. Oh well, there's only a few Saiyans now, so now they're stronger. They're as strong as the whole Saiyan race was. I was also hoping for the revolt. They show that there is no revolt anymore. There's no Saiyan revolt where King Vegeta tries to take on Frieza, so he's even more of a bitch. The planet just literally gets wiped out from orbit, and the only person to stand up is Bardock, and he shoots a Kamehameha into it, and it wipes him out. So that fucking sucks dick, and I hated that. If there was any chance that any of them survived, it's really low. I'm sure they could do something with escape pods, but Bardock was right in the middle of the blast, and then Frieza was scanning with a scouter and watched as the scouter read down to 0. Everyone died. That really, really, really sucked. Broly's backstory is great. I think I got sidetracked when talking about him. Broly got exiled by the king because he didn't like that there was power. He was exiling everyone that had a power level higher than his sons, which might help explain why the power level overall is so low, because he just wanted everybody weaker than him. And he'd probably been influencing it like this forever. But Broly gets sent out to a planet Broly's father goes to save him, knows that he's exiled and he's gonna die anyways, so he stays, and him and Broly grow up on this terrible planet where they train and train and train, and the planet's so shitty. So Broly, of course, is getting really strong, and it explains why Broly has green aura, is because he's been drinking blood over water this whole time. So the animals on this planet, their blood can sustain a life, and you can use it to hydrate, but it also has, like, I'm sure, like, strengthening properties. So Broly's been growing up drinking the blood of the insectoids on this planet. It's like fucking gross. And they've been eating these insects, and it's just been giving him more power, and it's what turns his aura green over any other color that we're used to seeing, whether it be blue or red. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. But there's a weird part during a fight where Goku also powers up and is green. And that part, it's just crazy. I don't understand that point. That point doesn't even make any sense to me. Like, is it because he's been fighting Broly, and so he is adapting as well? Or what's up with that? And why doesn't Vegeta go Vegito Blue? Where the fuck was Vegito Blue? That is unexplained. Broly also never gets huge. He's already giant in this movie. This motherfucker's giant. He's walking around huge as fuck. Like, he's picking up dudes by their neck and just casually getting... They're, like, punching him, and he just doesn't care. And then he gets worked. That's how strong Vegeta and Goku are. Broly is bullying the strongest dude in the Frieza Force. He's not bullying him. That dude was a bully. And he's defending the new female character that I was talking about that I really like. And he picks this bitch up, and he's like, well, little bitch. And he could have fucking killed him just like that. But he doesn't. Because his father has a shock collar on him, which explains the new power hold collar. It's no longer holding his power back and keeping him from going berserk. It's a shock collar that when he acts out, he zaps. And then he goes back from... It's really lame. They make Broly basically a dog. And then he does get personality later, which is pretty cool. I'm just saying, though, you've seen it. You know what him and the new girl are going to do. He's going to rip her in half. I'm just saying. It's just going to happen. Rule 34 is going to be her getting ripped in half by Broly and his big wiener. But anyways, besides all that, the fights were weird. They animated it kind of strange. It was kind of all over the place. And just like how this is a rambly video, that the fights were very rambly. Like, they showed semblance of what Vegeta would normally do in a fight, where he usually holds a blast in his hand and blows it up in their face as a smoke. And they show all their tactics. But Goku's got new powers. Goku has the ability to freeze a motherfucker. I don't know where he got it from. He does this, stomps on the ground, goes boom, and freezes Broly in place. Like, Broly's mid full punch. Whoop! Not Berserker mode yet, but he's just in, like, normal mode. He hasn't lost it yet. And this fucking bitch, Goku, goes boop and just freezes his ass somehow. Where did you get that power? There's so many powers in this movie that just are made up from this movie. I don't get it. My cat's coming over to bother me. It's just... And then Frieza pops Broly's dad right in front of Broly. Just kills him. Boop! Broly doesn't see this happen. But he's like, oh my god, in the fight, look, your dad died. Broly goes berserk, starts whooping that ass. A hilarious part is Goku ports Vegeta out, and Broly in his berserker mode is just fighting anybody. The cat is scratching. Hey! Stop. No. Broly's just fighting anybody at this point. He's just mad at everybody. The cat's still scratching my chair. And so Vegeta and Goku fly past Frieza like this, and Broly works his ass for an hour and a half straight. Broly beats that ass. I'm not even exaggerating, because here comes a huge spoiler. You might not want to hear this. This is Gogeta. They fusion Ha. And that part in itself is hilarious comedy, because they go to Piccolo, and Piccolo shows them how to do it. And every time they mess up, they gotta wait a half hour. Well, guess what? They have to wait a half hour, and they mess up 3 times. An hour and a half worth of mess ups. During that whole time, Broly hits Frieza. Frieza goes, oh, that's it. You think you're gonna mess with me? How dare you try to disgrace me? You think a badass fight's about to happen? Nothing happens but getting his ass worked, boy. Broly works Frieza's ass for an hour and a half straight. He whoops that ass. Like, Frieza never landed a punch. He got fucking worked from the moment he got hit once to where he did his little, oh, you think you're gonna bother me? And then he got worked, son. How are you gonna present yourself, do your signature move, and then get worked for an hour and a half? Like, oh my god. So anyways, I'm gonna end it here. There's Broly lives at the end, and they're on the planet that he grew up on with the new characters that like him and the chick, and Goku goes to that planet and he says, you can call me Kakarot. And that felt out of place. I just don't understand that. That was weird. Go see the movie. The movie's fucking good. 10 out of 10. I'm telling you, the story outshines. There's a point where Broly and Gogeta fucking hit each other in the fist so hard they go into a different dimension, and I thought it was Weiss making a pocket dimension so they don't destroy the North Pole, but it wasn't. It was just some dumb shit. Like, for some reason they went a pocket dimension. There's a lot of weird shit, all right? There's a lot of canon that's now being remixed, and there's a lot I could talk about, but I'm done here. I've been talking for a long time, and I just want to get the video out. And it was more for me to vent about, like, Bardock and Planet Vegeta and stuff. So thanks for watching if you made it this far. If you want to hear more of me talking about this movie, I have so much more to talk about, and I'd be super willing to. So just go ahead and drop a like and a comment. Let me know what you think, man. Like, if you have criticism about what I have to say, that's great. That's what I fucking want to hear, man. I'm not going to be mad at you. This is good. This is Dragon Ball Z. The theater was lit. It brings people together. People were yelling in the studio, and people were like, oh, I turned around at one point, and I'm like yelling to dudes and shit. No, well, I didn't really do that, but like, there's a guy to my left who sat by himself and was just talking. Like, this shit was wild. There's a guy down the row who was emotionally involved, like crying, and I was too. I was crying. My girlfriend, who doesn't even like Dragon Ball, cried. You know what I'm saying? Go watch this movie. Go tell me about it. Come tell me about it, you know? And let me know what you think. I will definitely want to talk about it more, because I love this shit. So I'm not exclusively a talk channel like this, so I'm sorry if it's kind of rambly and messy, but I just needed to get it out. This video is more for me. If no one watched, I wouldn't even care. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Check me out on my live stream every single day from 12 to 9, Monday through Friday, twitch.tv/BACKSpot. The I is a capital, so it looks like an L. It looks like Black Spot. It's B-I Spot. All right, so you know what that is. You know where to find me. Come on, links will be in the description and all that shit. So go watch the movie. I highly recommend it. This movie was lit as fuck. Get the Broly merchandise. Broly is the best. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching. Peace out.